All right, welcome back, everyone. Time to talk some Auburn golf. And it is a bit of a cool and overcast and dreary day on the plains with a little rain coming down. We want to welcome in from Waikoloa Village, Hawaii, the head coach of the Tigers, Nick Clinard. And Nick, aloha. And I'm glad you're having some great weather out there.
Aloha in War Eagle. And Doug, thanks for having me on. The weather's great. I mean, it's Hawaii, right? I mean, we're on the Big Island and kind of the desert side over here in Waikoloa Village and Kona. And I mean, it's just great. It's been windy though, Doug. Like we got here Saturday evening, and then Monday we played Sunday, and then Monday we played down in Hawaii. And it was so windy. I'd probably just a waste of time to play, to be honest.
Yeah. I know it's been pretty cold in Auburn.
Yeah.
So how did you guys get ready for Manalani?
You know, we were lucky to have some good days, kind of hit and miss, and we had some cold days. And our guys are pretty resilient. They get out there and get what they need to get done, the cold weather, and then they get in the hitting bays. We're lucky enough to have nice facilities, and we have the indoor-outdoor facility. So we could able to at least get some work in, you know, some more of a technical concept probably. Mm-hmm. In the hitting bays, and then you know, try to get out here a little early and try to shake some of the rust off and get on some green grass and get used to playing the ball down. And but we also did a team retreat in Vero Beach. Doug and we went down there on MLK weekend. We were down there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And I tell you what, it was so cold in Florida. It was like 40 degrees blowing about 20 miles per hour, and we teed off one day. And I was like, I need to keep going south. I told the guys next year, we're either going to Palm Springs or we're going to like the Virgin Islands or somewhere. We got to keep going south for this retreat. It's too cold.
Got to go to the Bahamas or something, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the guys you have out there. We've got 4 names that we're pretty familiar with and a couple of new ones.
Yeah.
How do you feel about your lineup?
Look, I think we're very talented. We're very young. I think we're probably a little bit immature at times on the golf course and off the golf course, but that's just part of being young, right? I mean, I've got, 6 guys here. We have no seniors, which is great from a connectivity standpoint. These guys are really close and really, really, really good friends, really supportive of each other. But Logan Riley and Jake Albert are 2 freshmen that come from Virginia. Billy Davis is sophomore from San Diego. And then we have our 3 juniors, which still goes down as probably one of the best recruiting classes Auburn's ever had. With Caden Pope out of Kentucky and Josiah Gilbert via Australia, where his family lives in Alabama, and Jackson Coyman out of San Jose, California.
What are you looking for this spring at the beginning and as the season progresses?
Yeah.
You've got Jackson, who's pretty much done it all. I know he'd like to get to another level, but who are you really looking for to take that jump this year and maybe progress you toward your ultimate goal at the end of the season?
That's a great question, Doug. I mean, I think for us, it's just constantly having really good practice habits. Number one is like making sure we have, and I talked to him last night in a team meeting about, the number 1 player in the world and a PGA Tour member, Jackson Coyvins, is the one guy that every time he warms up or practices, he's got a putting station set up, and he goes through his drills, he goes through his warm up, and he acts like a pro in every facet of the game, and trying to get these guys to kind of follow a little bit of that and learn from him is going to be a key to our success formula. And keep getting better too. Like, this game is going to have its peaks and valleys and its ebbs and flows, but just making sure we have a blueprint for every player, make sure we have a plan for every player, which we do. And just seeing some of these young guys, just try to understand it, coming out of junior golf and high school golf, and it's a different level, at this, in the SEC and in college golf, and just to keep progressing and keep trending up, and understand where they need to go to get to where their dreams are playing the PGA Tour. Then I think, to answer your second part, Caden Pope's the 77th ranked amateur in the world. I think he has a chance to be a top 20 amateur player in the world. He's a great ball striker. He's a great young man. He's incredible. And, I think, if he can just make a few more putts, then I think the sky's the limit for him. And I think anytime you have a chance to win a national championship, you need 3 All-Americans. 4 would be nice. Like last year, we had 4. We had the best team in the country last year, and fell a little short in the Elite Eight, but you need 3 All-Americans, and we have 2 in Josiah Gilbert and Jackson Coylan, and we need 1 more, and that's I think Caden Pope, Billy Davis. I mean, Billy's really starting to trend up. He's got a new swing teacher. Just done a phenomenal job with him, and I'm super excited about his plan and where he's headed. And he's gotten a lot stronger. He's got about 20 pounds more muscle on him now, which he needed. And so I think and it's a matter of the freshmen. One of those guys got to step up and claim that spot and own it. And we'll see how it transpires over the spring.
That's a big transition for Billy. And I think he grew up with the same guy for a while, right?
Yeah, he has, and he still uses Bill some too. But he's got a guy now that's a tour coach, and he's on the PGA Tour every week, and a guy that's got great information and really, very invested. I'd say, when you have a tour coach that is very, very invested in your game and your well-being, man, you can't put a price on that. And It's nice to see some of these young tour coaches that are really invested in some of these guys that they see that have a potential to play on the PGA Tour.
Mm-hmm. I had the pleasure of watching Jackson play with Grant on YouTube the other day, and that was fun to watch it at Wicker Point. Yeah. I was probably a little late getting to that, but anyway, Jackson Coylan, what can you say about him? He's had a spectacular career. Is this the last year for him, you think?
Yeah, I don't know. I think time will tell for him to make that decision. Obviously, we've had some conversations about it, and I'll leave that in his court. I think right now he wants to focus on this semester and representing Auburn and representing himself and his family and his teammates, and try to go out and win another Haskins Award and a Hogan Award is the best amateur in the world, and try to win another national championship for himself and Auburn and his teammates. And but he's elite. I mean, there's no doubt that he's an elite competitor. He's comfortable in his own skin. His work ethic is phenomenal. I can't say enough good things. He's mature. He's really grown up the last couple of years, and there's no doubt that he will be a great pro when that time comes.
What is he trying to work on, Nick? Do you think
this
spring to get to the next level?
Got a great swing coach in Fred Garcia that he's been with since he was a baby out in San Jose, and Fred does a wonderful job with him mentally and physically and emotionally, and he's just trying to continue to kind of work on the same stuff. His blueprint and his plan hasn't changed in years. Trying to get his golf swing just a little bit better. He's gotten bigger and stronger and faster, and so he's always trying to work on his technique a little bit. He's trying to keep his putting. He's just trying to keep everything pretty much the same and consistent. He's always chasing consistency, and he's really elevated his short game a lot. Josh Gregory on the PGA Tour, one of the short game coaches, has really helped him as well. Josh is a dear friend, and with Fred and Josh, he's got a great team around him, and I think he's just going to keep growing and keep getting better. He's worked really hard on his body too, Doug. He's in there with our strength coach Matt Smith, and he's with our PT Paula Merchant, and they do a great job making sure that his body is ready to go and be able to withstand all the rigorous travel that he's got coming up, because he's been in Palm Beach doing photo shoots with a company. He's been in Scottsdale doing another thing with a company. He met us in Hawaii because he was in Scottsdale shooting commercials, and so he's he got a lot going on, basically.
Yeah. I'm sure he does, and hopefully
he got to Hawaii and hadn't seen him in like 10 days.
Well, I know we talked about Montelani a little bit last year, I think, before you started, beginning of the golf season. Mm-hmm. It's as we mentioned, it's a little bit different course, and we were talking before we came on. It's if you drive the ball pretty well there, you're going to score pretty well. How do you tailor their games toward this course, or do you tinker with it at all?
We don't really tinker with it. We just try to make sure they continue to follow their blueprint and trying to get these guys to spend 10 minutes a day working on their technique, just to try to make sure they stay where they are and they keep progressing. Because it's all about trying to get better by April and May and June and July and get better by August. And in this game, but this golf course is a little quirky. You got to drive it straight, got to keep it out of the lava rock. It's short, so if you drive it well, it's a birdie fest. I think individually you probably need to shoot, anywhere from 18 to 20 under in 3 rounds. So, par fives are gettable. If you drive it the fairway, you'll have iron in pretty much every one of them. So a lot of it depends on the wind direction and how much the wind blows. But if the wind doesn't blow, look for some pretty low scores.
Yeah. And you mentioned a little bit windy today. Does that
Yep.
change? I know guys are used to playing in the
hmm
wind, but does
hmm
that affect their game at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, it does. I mean, especially guys, the young guys, learning spin rates and learning how to keep the ball down properly, and a lot of stuff that they're learning with TrackMans and from us as coaches, and trying to help them, understand how to flight the golf ball properly. And
Hmm.
so that's a learning process for some of the young guys. They come out. We played Monday down at Hawaii Live just for fun, and it was so windy. I mean, gusts were over, I don't know, it was a steady about 30, and gusts were probably over 40.
Yeah.
And those young guys were like, I've never played anything like this in my life. I mean, it's pretty much, you can't really practice in that. You can't really play in that. It's pretty much kind of a waste of time. But it's nice to get out, and it's 85 degrees, and get out and do something. But it's so windy. It's not much you can do.
One
But
day,
today's like 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour a day. Not too
yeah.
bad.
I was going to say one day we'll have a wind machine on the golf range to simulate
That's
the
right.
winding conditions. But
hmm
I was looking at your schedule a little bit, and I know you play a lot of the same tournaments every year, but you play a number of them down in Florida. You got Las Vegas, you got Franklin, Tennessee, you got one in Georgia we talked about before, I think. And I was just wondering, how is there a strategy to putting together that schedule? Do you like to look at different climates and different grasses and get the guys used to a little bit of each, or what do you think?
A lot of it's just the golf courses in the field. I mean, we're looking for. I mean, I think this group, and we're trying to help them with PGA Tour U, which is, for those listening, it's basically a draft. And your junior and senior years count, and strength of schedule is the number one component on PGA Tour U. And the better you play as an individual, you can get PGA Tour status or Korn Ferry status. So, we need to play a strong schedule, and we're able to play one of the best schedules in the country. And the only problem with playing the best schedule in the country is there's no let up, right? Like, you got to bring it every week, and you got to be prepared every week, because you're going up against some incredible teams and players and programs and coaches. So, but we just try to find the best golf courses that are really going to challenge us and prepare us, and try to mix some really hard golf courses and maybe some easier ones where they can make a lot of birdies. And then they want to play against the best, and that's what we're going to do, and that's what we're doing this week.
Yep. Chatting with Nick Clinard, the head golf coach at Auburn, from Waikoloa, Hawaii, as they get ready to start the season. And Nick, you mentioned the tour card for these guys. Is anybody else close? I know Jackson's already got his. Anybody close that could arrive there this season?
Not this season, but I mean, I think Josiah Gilbert will shake out. He's a 10th ranked amateur in the world, and he'll shake out next year when PGA Tour U. He's a junior right now, so when PGA Tour U shakes out, starting his senior year, he'll be probably top five, based on. I mean, obviously, he needs to keep playing well, right? You can control your own destiny in this game. If he keeps playing well this spring, and then he should be in a good spot going into his senior year to either get his PGA Tour card or have full Korn Ferry status to kind of get off and running. So, I think Caden Pope's trying to climb that ladder too. He's got a chance. He's got the schedule to do it, and they all know what's at stake. And I think that's the biggest thing. Doug, has changed so much. There's so much more at stake now in college golf, and these guys are so serious, man. They're working out. They're eating right. They're working with physical therapists. They're working with their swing coaches. And 10 or 15 years ago, guys just weren't as serious about what they are now.
Yeah, I remember watching Josiah. I think it was the guy you had visiting, doing a story on your facility there, watching him in the weight room, I think, during that piece.
Yeah, he's impressive. He's impressive in the weight room. He can move some weight. He's a good athlete.
I think he was doing the squats in there or something like that. But he has great physical attributes.
Yeah, he does.
As far as his golf game, how much does that help him in that respect? And where does he need to go this spring, do you think?
Well, his body moves so well, and he's so fast, and he's so strong, and he's powerful, right? He's got a lot of speed, and he's got 190 mile an hour ball speed on the golf course. But for those listening, that's a lot. Okay, he'd be top five in the PGA Tour in driving distance. He's really improved around the greens, and he's really improved his putting. He just needs to be a little bit better with his directional control. And he needs to be better from 120 to 160 yards, because he's going to have a lot more of those short irons than most people, because he drives it far and drives it pretty straight for as far as he hits it. And He just needs to get better with his short irons and his wedges. And he's working on that. He's working on that with his technique. He's working on that with his practice habits, and he's aware of that. But he's an ultra talented kid that has a good chance, when he turns pro to make some headway.
Mm-hmm. What I know you have a great field out there at Montalani this week. Who are some of the teams that you're looking to beat?
Oh gosh, I mean, there's a lot of good ones here: North Carolina, Texas, Georgia Tech. I think Stanford, Arizona State. Gosh, I don't know. I don't have it all in front of me. I think Texas Tech, Oklahoma State.
I haven't looked at.
They're all good.
Yeah, at the rankings yet. Who's at the top of the rankings as we start the season?
I think Virginia's number one. I think Vanderbilt's number two. I think Oklahoma State's up there. Texas is up there. They have to be in the top five. Arizona State's got to be up there too. They're all pretty good. I would say there's probably 10 teams in the top 15 or 18 in the country that are here. Yeah. So it's you can flip a coin. The spring against the bat. Yeah, you flip a coin. Depends on the week. Depends on the golf course. This game, we play different golf courses every week. We play in different conditions. Golf just changes. We don't play the same field, the same court, the same goalposts. Right. Everything's different. As you know, the golf's an odd sport.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of fun in that respect because you're not doing the same thing over and over and over. You get to change it up a little bit.
That's right. It's not as monotonous as maybe other sports may be, but yeah, listen, we're competing against ourselves too. Like, we need to play to our capability and play some real clean, disciplined golf. And then if we do that, it'll be fun.
Yeah. And we're talking on, as we tape here on Wednesday, and the tournament starts on Thursday. So do we have our tee time and all that stuff already for Thursday?
Yeah. So we go at 7:30 a.m., which would be 11:30 Central Time. It's a shotgun every day. They do that just because it's kind of resort and they want to get resort people out, and gives us the afternoons to kind of enjoy Hawaii as well.
Yeah. And last question, speaking of enjoying Hawaii, I know you guys go on a business trip and play golf, but you kind of have a little fun out in Hawaii. You have to have some fun out there too. What have you guys been doing?
I don't. They go to the pool and have this basketball go in the pool, and they shoot basketball and hang out and enjoy that. I don't do much. I go work out and then I go to eat with them. That's about it.
Just the basics.
I'm getting older, so I'm trying to take care of my body a little bit, but just the basics. And some of the guys will go practice and kind of let them do their own thing a little bit.
Fantastic. Well, good luck this week. We'll be following it, and we will check in later in the season as things progress. And War Eagle as always.
War Eagle, and mahalo.